Greetings, my sports to the bone people. And we are back again for another live show. And the thing is, we are starting this live show shortly after West Indies secured victory in the second of three T20 games. Yes, my people, securing the series. Uh, One more game to go in the series. We got an opportunity to see a couple of things today. We got a brilliant display of anchoring and innings from Ruston Chase. We saw Goodikish Monty and Romario Shepherd operating in the middle. Saw Brandon King once again giving us a start. And, we saw Andre Fletcher and Kyle Mears chipping in also. So for this live, I'm just gonna give you all the opportunity to come on, type what you have to say in the comments, and I'm gonna do my best to read what you are saying. But it was good to see the West Indies winning. I think I was most impressed with how we managed those middle overs when we were batting. I think I was most impressed with how we managed the middle overs. Reston Chase was there. We didn't eat up a lot on dot balls and stuff. He was working the ball around, and we ended up finishing off strong in the back end. So 207 for 7 was pretty good, and we were able to get them for 191 for 7. So for those who didn't get a chance to see the game and you are tuning into the live, let me just give you a quick not even a recap, just a look at the main thing. So 207 for 7 is what we got, and we had Ruston Chase top scoring with 67, not out. Mayers, he got 32, King 36, Fletcher got 29, and Shepherd got 26. Where the bowling is concerned for us now, we had, we used quite a few bowlers. It was actually Goodikish Monty with 3 for 22 that led the way. He was supported by Shepherd, who took 1 for 23 from his 4 overs, and Ruston Chase took 1 for 26 from 4 overs. So some good some good stuff going on there. I said it prior to the first game that there are a few things that I was looking forward to seeing, and I am happy that we were able to see some of them. So let me go in the comment section. Bless up there, Smith. Bless up. Is today the official deadline to submit the World Cup squad? Well, what I heard was that today is the 25th. They said that the 25th was the deadline for any changes. I'm not sure if they changed the date, but that was what was said. Evening Sports at the Bone, good win by the boys. I know it wasn't South Africa's full strength team, but if us also isn't ours, as we'll take the win. Interesting now to see who are the players that will fit in. Yeah, man, it wasn't their full strength team, but it wasn't ours either. I can probably count 5 people outside that will be starting in our World Cup or will be close to starting, right? Bless up, Jay. Bless up. I think Poor and Rahman, Alzari, Russell, and Rutherford will come in. Shea Hope, with Ruston Chase performing like this, Shea Hope might find himself sitting out the first game. I don't see how we're going to play both of them unless we're going to play one of the left arm spinner and use Chase as the next spinner. But with how he has been batting, with the form that he has shown, that is, it's pretty good. Bless up, Tyrone, bless up. Johnson Charles needs to be dropped. All right. Chase has silenced his critics and sealed his place in the starting 11. Moti is going to be a big match winner for us. Well, Shepherd bowled very well at the death. Yes, Daniel, I agree. Ruston Chase has continued to perform. And this is what we have all been asking for. It was always known that Ruston Chase is a talented cricketer. but for close to 2 years, he was being selected based on what they thought, he could do. But now he's performing. Since he got back in the team, he has been performed well in us. Where was it? Was it against Australia? I think it was that he performed well. Now performing. So that is what we want to see, Play chase at 4, hope to open. All right. So an option there. I think Mayer should replace Charles in the squad. So with all the games that we have won with all the games that we have won with Johnson Charles up there, what are we do? We're gonna drop him based on Maris coming back in with an innings today. Good win, guys. Chase played the Samuels role. All right. Seriously worried about Charles. I will let you all talk about him, because I am probably the saltiest man. I am probably the saltiest man on the planet Earth when it comes on to me talking the obvious. So I will let you all point it out. Chase must be included. Chase is there, man. Chase is definitely there. Chase is there. What is it? Calling probably the last 10. We're going to go for an hour. Probably the last 10 or 15 minutes. I will open it up so you guys can call. So you guys can come on. But I'm gonna spend most of the time reading the comments. It's been a while since we have gone live, and probably 95 to 98% of the people won't do a call in or won't try to call. So I will spend the time I read their comments, and then I will dedicate the last quarter of an hour or so to you all. I'm starting to wonder if Mayer should have been selected to open instead of Charles. He seems to be in good form and played some really classy shots. Charles is just slugging across the line. Funny enough, that is how Charles has always batted. He has always batted like that. And I have always said that, once you want to get him out, put the ball there, slower ball. Always working about it. Always a slug across the line. And then, he did some work, in all honesty. Got earned back his spot. So I was on the Johnson Charles train because he did some good work to get back in. So I am one of them that believe that once you do the work, you get in. As much as in my opinion, it's quite obvious. It's quite obvious where the weakness is, where he's concerned. He has managed to circumvent the weaknesses, and score some runs and get in. Hasn't looked too good. You understand? I always look suspicious, but congrats to the West Indies winning the series. Looking forward to winning the World Cup. So, all right. Chase is an all-rounder and more valuable. All right, when I say all-rounder and more valuable, in comparison to who? In comparison to who? To who? Shea Hope? Johnson Charles and McCoy were shocking today. Mayer's looking to be coming into good form. I like the target set by the backroom staff for the middle overs period, where they went the team faced a maximum of 15 balls during the period. Good tactic. Hope those guys are able to implement. Yeah, and even the commentators were talking about it, and they were saying that the top teams around the world, that is the sort of dot balls that they give up or they allow in their middle, 14, 15, 16. So it's always good when you have somebody in there, so that means if the boundaries aren't coming, you're rotating the strike. I think Mayer should be added to the West Indies squad. He should be opening with King, left and right combination. I like left and right combination, but my question to you is, when two right-handers or two left-handers are the obvious choice, or what some will say it's probably not the obvious choice now, but King and Charles were going prior to this series were the clear favorites. So when we have two right-handers or two left-handers that are the obvious first choice, what do we do? I love the left and right hand combination, but I like to pick it based on form also. Yeah, man. Watkins says we have no personal issues with Charles, but the slugging looks a bit agricultural. Thus he looks out of depth. Well, Watkins, you can't tell the people any otherwise once it coming from me, brother. He's hate him and I'm fighting against him because he's not from Jamaica and the whole 9 yards. I think West Indies are a good team setting totals. They can bat any bowling lineup out of the game. And even if the pacers go, I think the spinners are key to controlling the runs in the middle. All right. Mayers is better than Charles, but he only have himself to blame for playing poor T20 international cricket. For the last year, he was outplayed by Charles, leading to... there you go. That is reasoning. That is reasoning right there. That is reasoning. Charles will perform in the World Cup. Well, I can't see in the future, you know, so I would say that for all of them. I would say that for all of them, hope they will perform. I can't see in the future. It's the same thing with all of them. You know, I'm hoping that this sort of form Brandon King will carry. Hoping that this sort of form Moti will carry. So I can only hope Charles will perform. We can't jump on the Charles for these 2 games. Is Moti slowly surpassing Hussein as West Indies' primary spinner? I know Hussein bowls in the power play, but for the past few series, Moti has edged ahead of Hussein. Thoughts? Yeah, Moti is definitely becoming a difficult force to deal with. You know, we haven't seen him in the power play, but he's extremely difficult to deal with. You understand? We understand the Akil Hussein stocks, you know, over the last couple of years. Probably since these last 2 games, he has, somewhat fallen from ranking number 2. Probably has gone down. So it's obvious that he would have to have done some work to climb the rankings like that. But Moti has definitely, he has definitely climbed. You know, he's right there behind Hussein. I mean, they are playing different roles, but I think Moti in the middle overs, especially when the field is spread. When they spread the field with Moti changing his pace and doing 1 and 2 things with the ball, you know, he's very difficult to deal with. Akil Hussein seems to be struggling at the moment. Hope he can get his together and back up Moti. Can't afford to concede 70 runs in 4 overs like we did today. And that is what going into this series, you know, that is what that is one of the things that they were working on. They said they wanted to work on. We saw it in what was it? South Africa and Australia series. I think it was not the South Africa series that, you know, we gave away a lot of runs in the power play. And Sammy and the captain indicated that, you know, those are some of the things that we want to work on going into this work on in this series. I was looking at a couple of comments early this morning, and you know, I was mentioning that one of the main reasons for this series is to not only look at the obviously you want to look at people that can add to reserve or in case anything happen. But one thing is to really implement certain things that they want to try in the World Cup. And even the captain and the coach said it several times that, you know, there are certain things they want to test out, you know, bowlers and it's obvious. And I was having a conversation with someone and I was telling them that that's what's happening, you know, and I, you know, it didn't go so well. So you all can let me know if you think that this series is only about picking reserves or you think they are really looking at ironing out certain things. You know, I was explaining to somebody that that's what they're trying to do. You know, and I was told that I don't know what I'm saying and I'm not qualified to talk about cricket. So let me know what you all think. I don't give up on Charles. He can recover from his errors. All players can recover from errors, you know, my friend. You know, Steve. All players can recover from errors, you know. You know. How in the world you get out twice the same way to a spinner? All I need to do just rewind in the back of your mind and see if it's only 2 times you can come up with. Not only this series. You will be surprised he's the best in the tournament. You will be surprised he's the best in the tournament. Okay. Good night, Sports to the Bone. Not sure if it did work. Mayors fail. Oh, you say I mean he got off to a start. He got off to a start. You know, he got off to a start and then got out. Probably, you know, he still did better. They did better than the last game, if my memory serves me right. or did he I think he did a little better in the last game. But both of the thing is that both of them fired. I didn't want to say fire. Both of them got a start. You understand? Good night, Sports to the Bone. Big up. You think it would have changed for the last game? You think it would have changes for the last game? It should be changes, no doubt, with Charles not firing for the two T20. So you should be rested and bring in Alec for him. I mean, I probably want to see. I probably want to see even Jason Holder in to bowl at least to play at least one game. He's probably going to play the game against Australia, but I really want to see him in. I think going into a major tournament they are going to be banking on Jason Holder. That's my thought, at least. You understand? They got an opportunity to look at the bowlers, especially the bowlers. That's what I think they are really worried about. But I don't think Alec is going to get into the squad. I don't think he's going to get into the squad right now, or even the reserve. With Kyle Mayers playing 2 games, I would think they probably would want to shuffle things up by giving Kyle Mayers a chance to open, or to just let him play 3 games in case they are tied up in their minds to wonder if it's Kyle Mayers or Fletcher to select as the batsman. You understand? That would probably be more of an option. I don't see Alec getting in. As much as I like him as a player, I don't see him getting in. So I think they should probably wiggle it around a little bit where they could get another go from Mayers just in case they want to use him. Don't know if that makes any sense. Commentators made a great point today. So we play 3 spinners, or do we play 2 of 2? If so, who else? Chase and Moti says Carlos Brathwaite with Chase bowling and batting. Hussein could miss out. Yeah, and that's the thing, it's going to be strange going into the World Cup with your quote-unquote main spinner missing out, but at the rate of Moti is going, you can't sit him down. On these pitches, you can't sit down Moti, and Chase has to play. Right? So Chase is going to be doing his thing with the bat and the ball. So I don't know. I don't know they're going to do it, because obviously, and it might even go down to a case where it's either Romario Shepherd and Andre Russell, or Andre Russell and Jason Holder. You understand? Because just to make space for the 2 spinners. Don't know if they're going to do that to try and make space for a 3rd spinner. I don't know. But it's a tough call. These last 2 games, Hussein definitely hasn't. Well, even the first game he only bowled 1 over, I think, or was it 2? Definitely hasn't done much, but you definitely want you know what he's capable of. You can't leave out Moti and Chase, so it's going to be tough. Cricket has gone past Johnson Charles. Cricket has not evolved. Good bowlers will never allow him to get runs against them. Listen, Charles is not in form, and he doesn't do so well on slower pitches. I think if Mayers got a chance in IPL, he may have edged Charles in the squad. Yep. If he had gotten an opportunity, he actually didn't play 1 game, If he got an opportunity, probably would have they probably would have said, yeah, man. I think it's the same situation with Shamar and Rutherford. Prior to the IPL, Rutherford was ahead of him, but the fact that he hasn't played in the IPL, I mean, Hitmaya hasn't played a lot hasn't faced a lot of deliveries, but he has remained not out on a couple of occasions and has played some, a couple of good innings. So he's probably ahead of Rutherford again because of lack of minutes. So you're probably right. Maybe if he had gotten an opportunity, he would have done some work. But what we have to remember, though, is that players, they look at players in practice sessions before they give them games, So that is the thing. Sometimes you see them and wonder why is that a man can't get in. Remember, they can only play a certain amount of overseas players at a time, and then if they see in the training session where these overseas players are constantly outperforming another overseas player, they might not want to change up too much. Sports in the Bone, big up. Do you think they miss a chance of not selecting Mayers? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I was of the opinion that at the end of today's game we would be able to name a reserve, not even a reserve, but name a couple of reserve players. because I thought it was the 25th, which is today, that they had as the deadline. So I was thinking that, after those two games, it would be close between Fletcher and Kyle Mears. But over the last year or so, Kyle Mears has played some really dreadful innings, and that's why Johnson Charles got ahead of him. So I wouldn't even say that they missed a trick or anything. I find it impressive that we are now making 200 consistently and receiving and recovering from awful positions to win. Sammy is doing something right. I agree. I agree. It's I agree to say to us. As you said earlier, we just need to control the power play. Maybe on the drop in pitches used in America, where the bounce is more predictable, Charles will prove his worth. Maybe. Well, I wonder what Ian will say. Aye. It's a teamwork, and everyone must be given a chance to perform. Of course, everyone must be given a chance to perform, but everyone must be given that. But everyone is open to be scrutinized and criticized. That is how it going. You don't criticize someone, just leave someone and say give them a chance. Everyone deserves a chance, and everyone has to be critiqued. That is how professional sport work. You understand? Everyone deserves a chance, and I said that if you're talking, I think you're talking about Johnson Charles still. I said he did all the work to get in. You understand? Obviously, when he was doing the work, he was being praised for it. So now that he's failing, he's going to be criticized. And we're going to ask better of him. That is how sport work. You perform, we give you the play. It's the same thing with Ruston Chase. When he was going on for a long period of time and not performing, he was people were critical of him. Now he's performing, he deserves the praise. It's the same thing with Johnson Charles. You understand? You don't do one for this player and don't do the same thing for the other player. When he was performing, we say, yes, kudos, keep it up. You play 2-3 games and don't do anything. People go and call you out and say and ask for you to perform. Not saying that we're going to dash away under a rock, but just as how you get praise when you're performing, you have to be critiqued. That's how professional sport works. I think Charles has a big innings in him. He's just a rough. It's just in a rough patch right now. People forget he scored a century the last time we met South Africa, and probably that is why a lot of people, we still see people saying that is why Mears is out. Charles did the work. He did the work. You understand? He did the work, and that is why he's there. But the fact that he has a string of low scores, people go and point it out. That's just how professional sport work. Chase and make runs right now, couple man behind Ago. What? When the warm-up game against Australia. I remember. Someone said if I can pull it up there. When I know we play against them in Trinidad. Well, I'll make us see if I can pull it up quick. So it's gonna be the 30th. So it's gonna be the 30th of May. Yeah, man. I went at 30 today. How much? Today at 25th. So the 30th of May. Yeah, that game will be played on the 30th of May. Fletcher cleared the stands with a beautiful straight lofted drive. Made me think, has the ball come down yet? Yeah, that was a very good shot. I think the problem with Hussein is that he has been grown a while now. He has been around a while now, so teams have seen what he does. But apart from that, I think he's not getting a lot of turn or purchase off the track, and he hasn't played well. Prior to this series, he was playing, but Moti has been here for a while too, so people see him, And the main thing is that Moti is getting more turn and he's varying his pace a lot. But as you say, still probably people figuring him out. Not overly concerned about Charles because he scored a century and decent amount of runs against Nepal. He will come good soon. And I hope so. I definitely hope so. Mayer's trying to play like Gale, trying to go big every ball. Personally, I thought overall the bowlers have done their job. We won comfortably in both games. but the power play for South Africa was crazy. Bear in mind this Stubb and Klaassen, Miller in the middle for South Africa. Yep. If Charles gets dropped, Hola comes in. How would you work that though? So for if so who that mean you're talking for the third game tomorrow. So you would bring Kyle Mears to open. Right? I've asked the question before and I'll ask again, who is the better spinner, Moti or Hussein? Boy, it's a tough question, Vincent. It's a tough question. Overall, Akil has proven over a long period of time that he's good. But over the last, probably, I don't know, what should I say, 6 to 7 months, Moti has really done some good work. You understand? It's a tough question. It's a real tough question. You understand? Because the thing is, we are probably not going to remember all the work that Hussein has done. It's very easy to remember the couple of bad series. You understand? But I can recall him, bowling us to victory in quite a few games. The fact that he's having a poor run now, it might seem as if, Moti is miles ahead of him. But, based on recent form, Moti is really doing well, giving the political answer, I guess. Once again, the bowlers stood up and good fielding, and West Indies secured the win. All right, I see like Ronaldo is trying to get on. Probably just got on the line. So what I was saying is we're gonna read some comments and up until about quarter to 9, and then I will let you all in. Has been a little while since we have gone live, so we're gonna probably 98% of the viewers won't call. They are sharing their views in the comments. So I'm going to spend most of the time reading the comments, and then the latter stages of the live I will dedicate to letting you all on. I see a couple of people trying to get on, but I'm going to see if I can read some of the comments, and then I will let you all on. Sorry, I meant that Charles didn't do the work. Mears failed and gave him a look in. All right. I would want to see King bat a bit longer, at least up to 10 or 11 over. If King can bat longer, we will win. We will for more. Oh, we will win. If King can bat longer, we will. I think he's saying win for more games. So the thing, Mr. Casanova, the last couple of games, Johnson Charles hasn't fired, and with the Johnson Charles and King, with Johnson Charles and King opening together, it's usually Johnson Charles who would go big and go hard. You understand? And King would be there doing his thing, and he would try to bat up to over number 11, 12, 13, thereabout. But the fact that Johnson Charles hasn't done much in the last couple of games, you find that King has to be taking a lot more risk, seeing that he is there from the top. Don't know if that makes sense to you, but usually when Johnson Charles is firing or if Kyle Mears is playing and firing, then Brandon King would play he would bat longer, probably not as aggressive as he is doing now, but that is the reason you don't see him going too long, I guess. I think on the slower Caribbean pitches, we should play both Hope and Chase to counteract the spin, says Guy. All right. Sports Bone, do you think that John Campbell should... Do you think that John Campbell should be in England series? Nope, not at all. There will be no red ball cricket prior to that I would be able to select him from. The World Cup goes up until what, the last week in June, and I think we go to England in the latter in July. What would we use to select a man that has been out for almost 2 years, over a year, almost 2 years? What would we use to select him? That is such a obvious question. I wonder if you're trying to find out if I would select my Jamaican and send him. No man, but in all honesty though, it would make any sense. It would make any sense, man. We have Louis that just performed in the 4-day regional championship. If a man that when he got banned, he was just kicked out of the team to go back to regional cricket to try and get his act together. If you just take him after almost 2 years and put him in a squad over people that playing in a 4-day championship. You're basically telling the guys to go and go play some T10 and T20 and don't take the 4-day championship serious, you know. What is the role of Shamar Joseph in the West Indies T20 team against South Africa for the series? Could you explain why the captain Brandon King is not opening the bowling with him? So I think what they want is not necessarily him to open, but to see him bowl in the power play. They probably would want him to open alongside Hussein, yes. But I think they really wanted to see him at least 1 or 2 overs in the power play. You notice to me, it doesn't seem as if they were even worried about bowling him in the middle or the death over too much. Even though we probably in the future would want to see, you know, how he would perform in the death overs. I think our main problem is the power play. You understand? As I said, probably they should open it with him in the power play. But if you have a one spinner and then you have a man that is you know, not as fast but gonna control the ball more, then you probably open with those two, and then you know you go with a little bit of pace. So the first 2 overs, for example, would come from Hussein, and then probably one from, I don't know, say you have Matthew Ford or somebody going to pace off Obed, even though Obed is quick also. You probably open with those two to try and get a little control over the first 2 overs, and then you bring you bring him in the third, if that makes sense. Even though you own and then probably if it goes well in the third, then you probably bowl him in the 5th or the final one, if that makes sense. Yeah, you know, I don't know if that's what they are doing in that that specific, but I know that they are searching for somebody to bowl in the power play. Arthurnes would not get in. But I think that was an earlier conversation. I've noted Rastan's T20 batting since his breakout 2021 CPL, but in both of these matches he has been towards professional and clinical. What an innings today! He is really pushing hope for the number 4 spot. I agree. I agree that he has done, you know, he has done some good work, man. He has done some good work. Today is what he basically gave us a master class of how to anchor a T20 innings in the middle when the pitch is, if the pitch is bad and the ball is not coming on. He did that in the game. When was that game? Was that yesterday or the day before? He did that in that game, and I see where a lot of people were saying that he should be scoring faster, and I was like, you know, he wasn't having it easier than the other guys out there. You know, the other guys were having it just as tough and got out. And it's not like he was really hitting the ball and just mistiming it. He was having it tough. It's just that he fought out in the first game, got some singles, and then today, you understand, you know, we all saw what he did today. You know, with the way West Indies is playing currently with additional players to join the squad, certainly they stand a great chance of winning the T20 World Cup. All right, playing Johnson Charles in 2024 is crazy. He is the definition of hit or miss player, very one-dimensional. Fletcher today at 5 looked good though, but I prefer him in the power play. Yeah, it took a little while to get going, and then he did pretty well. But as I said in the video that I did after the game, you understand, you know, if what the captain and the coach goes against what I am saying and we win, who is me to say anything? I win more on the team winning, you know. So if he's batting at 5 and he's performing there, then bat him there. But personally, I don't think he's suitable. His style of play is suitable for there, especially when the slower bowlers come on. Like up the live. I wonder how much live we have. We have over 200 viewers. Like up the live, man. It's a choice between all-rounder and a specific player. I think that was Chase, and he's talking about Chase and Hope. Also, what did you do to offend that Bruce Vincey fellow that was abusing you left, right, and center on your previous video? Man was acting like a dance. Barbie in the comments. Hey, I don't know what I did, you know. I don't know what I did. The man said he played cricket, and I am not qualified to talk about cricket, and I am biased and all kind of things. So I just politely direct him to platforms that aren't too biased, that he can, and that actually know what they're talking about. I honestly think Chase right now is battling with Hussein for the same spot, and Hooler and Shepherd playing for the same spot for final 11. How would that work though? Chase and so hold on. So you say honestly think Chase right now is battling with Hussein for the same spot. So that would mean that Shea Hope is already a done deal. The only way this I could understand what you're saying, you would be saying that Shea Hope is a done deal, batting at 3 or 4. And then Chase would be trying to make the spot as the spinner. So his batting wouldn't be a factor then. If that is what you're saying. Explain to me, Casanova. Today is also the first day I can say that Hussein look very low on confidence. It's slightly concerning, but when we know a player has class, you have to back him. I back him for the 30-20 to perform. All right. With the nonsense Hetmeyer did in the IPL, I will play Rutherford in front of him. But let us see how the warm-up matches will go with the players back. So I haven't seen it. I saw the headline and said that I was going to read it later on. But based on what did he do? Did he use his bat to hit the wicket and then was fine? I won't use that to drop a man from a team. I would use that if a man that is franchise. I wouldn't use that to drop him from the international team. That would just sound like I just wanted to drop him and I am using that as a that would sound like in football if a man go off on international duty and do a bad tackle and get a player injured and he comes back to club and he's expected to be a good player for you and you say, well, right, I know that tackle that you're making that we can't really play because of that. You understand? I don't know about that part. Let's not read too much into these 2 wins. I mean, we saw some things that I personally think that they wanted to work on. Batting in the middle and looking at guys in the power play bowling. I mean, it didn't come off too well today, but just as we can say that South Africa missed a couple of top players. We have a couple of our T20 top guys out also. I prefer Fletcher honestly. Plus, he is the better keeper of all them currently. Somebody said something in the comment section yesterday, and all I said was, okay, my brother, because I didn't want to go into it. He was trying to tell me that, listen, Fletcher should be playing as a specialist keeper. And don't worry about people like Hope and Pooran being behind the stump because they are part-timer. And enough, Fletcher would still need to be scoring runs. It's T20 cricket, they still need to be scoring runs. I can understand a man want to get their favorite keeper in the T20 game, but he has to score runs. Nicholas Pooran, the first time I heard of Nicholas Pooran, I knew of Pooran as a wicketkeeper that can bat. When Pooran was 17 and made his debut in the CPL, that's when I knew of him. And Pooran was a sharp wicketkeeper, and he scored some runs. And then I think it was shortly after that first CPL. He met in an accident and got the double. I think he broke both legs, if I'm not mistaken. And then, he came back and then, his batting picked up and some more people was like, well, this man is a very good batsman who can wicket keep. Poor and I know those guys have been wicket keeping from youth days. So, but I don't know. And Fletcher, the same guy who was even saying that Fletcher is I can't understand the reasoning. Sometimes I try my best to go through the comments to be engaging, but sometimes, it sports about the way Monty and Chase is playing. Hussein will have to rotate it with Hola because Shepherd and Alzari is a must. I hear you. All things stands Chase. Maybe lock in the 11. So here's what I'm seeing. King, Hope, Chase, Powell, Rutherford, Russell, Shepherd, Joseph, and the other Joseph, Azari Joseph in, then Shamar, Warhold, and Moti. All right. So you mean to tell me that for all the series, we have won so many series and all the build up going towards, and then you're going just right in the at the beginning of the tournament, you're going to just drop in a brand new opener. I just asking you still, I mean, Shea Hope is an opener, you know, we know that he's an opener by trade. We know that he's an opener, and I was even the one saying that in the squad, if one of those guys got injured, you know, Shea Hope would definitely have to step up and open. But I just wondering, going straight out the gun like out the blocks like that with a brand new opener, how that would work, you know, or how that would look. Not saying it wouldn't work, because Hope is class. Also, quite impressed with Brandon King's overall captaincy. Seems to be one of those whose games elevates when he leads. Rotated his bowlers very well. Should be vice captain when Powell returns. Yeah, he definitely did pretty well. He did pretty well, and I mean, they just named Azari as the vice captain going into the World Cup as a senior player also, so I don't see them changing that going into a World Cup. Probably after the World Cup now, and guys like Shamar Joseph get a little bit more established and is, you know, going up against Azari for a spot in the T20, and Brandon King, as we know, would be a mainstay. Probably that's when they would look to say, all right, let us see if we can make that switch. But going into the World Cup, I don't think that would be, you know, wise to change it. Also, the fact that Hola hasn't played a game yet, does that mean that Hola has fallen behind in the all-rounder pecking order? I don't even remember seeing Hola on the bench today. I mean, it's a possibility, because Andre Russell, once Andre Russell is in the squad, Andre Russell has to play. Andre Russell will play. Romaro Shepherd, especially after what he did today, the man is going to be a death. The man is one of our main tool to bowl in the death, right? So it's probably good. Russell will play. Romaro Shepherd, I don't want to say it's between him and Hola, because Shepherd, in my opinion, has gone ahead of him. And, you know, so it's probably going to be a spinner, depending on the pitch. It might be a spinner where they have to rotate Hola with a spinner. But Chase has, Russell will play, and Romaro Shepherd is doing well. You understand? Probably we'll see Jason Hola tomorrow, because I think they still want to look at, you know, him as an option to bowl in the power play. And if he plays, I am thinking he's going to bowl in the power play. You understand? You know? That is just what I think. 30th. Yeah, man, the warm-up is the 30th. All right, 3 more minutes, and I will go ahead and see if I can let in the guys that want to come on. What's your thoughts on not giving Shamar Joseph a second over? So Shamar's first over was, I think it went for what, 21? I think he went for 21, if I'm not mistaken. But the way in which the bowlers were being rotated, it wasn't really and truly needed, because you would realize that even Obed Mackay, he tried pace off sometime, but he was traveling just the same. So Obed as a seamer was traveling, Shamar as a seamer was traveling. So you would realize that you know, Romaro Shepherd with a couple of changes, the spinners, who am I missing? You know, so I don't really think that they needed to go for that out and out quick, especially after I went for 21. You understand? Personally, I wanted him to bowl more overs. Well, probably not in this game. I wanted throughout the series, I wanted to see more of him. But I understood the first game and the second game. I really, you know, I sort of get and I sort of see what Mr. Man was doing, King. We got 3 keepers in the World Cup squad. If we change, it would go for Mears, especially for his bowling when we get to St. Lucia. All right. Fletcher is excellent behind the stumps. He needs to get a chance to open the batting, and Charles bat at 5 in the final match. Okay. I don't forget Rutherford and Etmeyer is fighting for the same spot. Not only Hussein, Moti, Chase, and Charles and Mayers also. Supernova, obviously no space for a hole and none. Shepherd and Ola fighting for the same spot. Shamar Joseph a genuine test pacer. Is Shamar Joseph a genuine test pacer compared to T20? Yep. Because even in T20, a couple of the deliveries that Shamar bowled, a couple of the balls that he bowled outside the half stump that looked good. In a test, they would have they would either draw the batsman into a shot that would probably take an edge, or they probably would just shoulder arm it, which would continue to build pressure, because they know that in a T20, a man just going to clear the front foot and walk at it. In test, they're going to be a little bit more reserved. They probably try to, get to the pitch of it and push. Ball might move a little bit and take the edge. If you understand what I mean, I see him more as a genuine test, and would like to see him playing some ODI cricket also. But I think our test bowling is in a good space. Shamar, well, the two Joseph Seals, and a couple of others. All right, I'm going to see if I can open the thing and let in a couple of people. All right, I don't think there should be competition between Hole and Shepherd. Shepherd has proven. Yeah, I think Shepherd has gone. Sported Bun, I understand. Sported Bun, I understand that Mayor stopped playing tests. Well, I don't remember I don't remember him outrightly saying it, but the problem with Kyle Mears was, they spent a lot of time batting him at 4 as a specialist batsman. Didn't work. Then they were playing him as an all-rounder, and they played him at 4 and 5, and then we see the all-rounding options that we have there. So yeah, let me see who we have. So I think Ronaldo is there. I think Jaden is there, and Mr. Lover. All right, we have 15 minutes to give the people the wealth of knowledge that you guys are sitting on. So I think we're going to go Ronaldo first, then Jaden, then Mr. Lover. Yes, you hear me, Ronaldo?
Yes, Lennox. Greetings.
Yeah, man. The man in him West Indies shirt, huh?
Yeah. I just coming from the match. Actually,
oh,
so
that is one of the things that I envy you all about. That I'm no longer in Jamaica. I definitely would have gone to watch it. What was the atmosphere like? How was everything there?
Definitely, the atmosphere was terrific. One thing I can say though, that I really have 4 points and then that's it.
Yeah.
One thing I can say that our feeling is fabulous. It's superb in terms of, if you were to compare West Indies feeling to South Africa, just how we returned the balls to the keeper.
Yep.
Keeping was excellent. On the bounce, it was exceptional. I cannot believe this is West Indies I'm watching.
Yeah.
I think we're watching Australia. That's how top quality it was at the game today. So
I guess we're getting back to the original West Indies feeling team, huh?
Yeah, definitely. So I was really shocked just how everybody looked so fit. Everybody was so energized. Apart from maybe Johnson Charles, lingering in the field. Apart from that, everybody else was spot on, sharp, on the bounce. Everything was perfect. Fletcher's keeping. Our feeling was better than South Africa. This is South Africa.
By far.
And usually South Africa, their feeling is up there with Australia. And so for us to be outmatching them in the field, I thought that was exceptional. But I mean, I still giving praise to Brandon King, but I have a slight different view in terms of his captaincy. And I'm going to tell why. So being on the ground, I'm able to see things a little bit different than watching it on the TV.
Yeah.
So, I think Shamar, I don't know if you remember the last game, Shamar was bowling from the Courtney Walsh end, where it would have been difficult for the left-hander to hit across the line because of the easterly wind blowing across the field. And then I saw Brandon gave him the ball where he was bowling from the Michael Olin end, and also McCoy, he did well from the Michael Olin end last time, and then he gave him the ball from the Courtney Walsh end. So I didn't understand the reason to switch them when they were in flow from their ends. And you could see Shamar got hit for what, 21? Bowling from that end. And I think Quinton was hitting with the wind. And I thought if Shamar was bowling from the other end, that would have went straight down deep mid wicket's throat. So I thought I saw some tactical blunder from Brandon. However, we won, so I'm happy, Lennox. I'm very happy. Very happy. And finally, the next point, Wait, I made 2 points. I talk about King's tactical
Yeah.
blunders and
Monetize.
fielding.
Fielding, yeah.
And thirdly, I must say that or bowling, we didn't start out the power play bowling. It was awful. It
Yeah,
was awful.
wasn't it like 71 or something that came off it, I think?
71, that would be nice.
That was
It'd be nice for them.
84. So I think it was 70 or 80 something.
84, 85.
Yeah.
84, 85. I remember it was just carnage. But one thing I didn't like is that the last game, Matty Ford took the first over. He's not in the World Cup squad.
Yeah.
This game, Kyle Mayers took the first over. He's not in the World Cup squad. I would have loved to have seen Shamar get the first over.
Yeah.
And the reason being is Shamar, I think he's hitting a consistent length. You can see that this man is a test match bowler. He was just hitting a length. And I think give him the first over to hit that length then. Let's see if there's going to be some sort of shape. And then we can take it from there. I didn't like the idea of not having him bowl the first over, given that he's in the World Cup squad. And it's going to be between him, Jason Holder, and maybe Andre Russell. These are the guys that will bowl the first over. One of those three, or maybe Alzari. And Ruston chasing the power play. My gosh, give him the crown. He's the king. He's the king of the Caribbean right now. Give him the crown. Man. So I was very happy with Ruston. So all in all, just to wrap up, so Jaden and Mr. Lover can go. Even though Mr. Lover have 20 million names these days, but I'm just very happy with what I saw on the ground. But we need to fix the power play tomorrow. So when I go to the game tomorrow, I'm hoping that Shamar takes a new ball. Shamar and Chase, let the two of them open the bowling, and we'll take it from there. And hold.
Not Shamar and Hussein, and let Hussein bowl his quota overs in tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I think Hussein can bowl his 4, but I wouldn't. Given the form that Ruston is in, and he's turning the ball big right now.
Yeah, Ruston has the bowling. I'm just wondering if we don't want to see someone Hussein.
Nah. Not in the power play right now. Ruston seemed to have the measure of their top order. Yeah. Hendricks couldn't pick him. Quinton de Kock, if Ruston Chase didn't bowl his first over with, I think, 2 no balls in it, he would have been under 20. I'm telling you, in his 4 overs. They couldn't pick Ruston out there. I cannot believe it. Yeah. So Ruston has to take the new ball. He's giving us control. He's very economical. He can bowl to both left hand and right hand. And he's a very intelligent cricketer.
That has always been known.
So Ruston, he has to get the new ball tomorrow.
Hold on, Mr. Lover. Hold on.
Wait. No, Mr. Lover. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, Mr. Lover.
Before we move on to Jaden, right? We're still on the Hussein and Ruston. We're still on the Hussein and Ruston Chase topic. I don't know if any of you heard the commentary today, but Carlos brought up the way that's how Ruston Chase is performing right now with both bat and ball. There are questions to be asked. And if Akil Hussein, if he's going to be playing in the same 11 with Gurkesh Morty, if Chase is doing so good in the power play and after the power play, what's not to let Chase be the first spinner with Morty there to bowl after the power play?
But all 3 can play, especially in Guyana.
And then
Guyana, I think that yes. But,
all right.
It's going to be interesting to see.
All right, Mr. Lover. Thank you, Ronaldo. Very insightful as per usual. Flexing the Windies shirt and all.
Yes.
All right.
Rally. We're going to win the World Cup. I can feel it. And trust me, Lennox, even if we don't win the World Cup, I'm telling you, just to be there, Mr. Lover, Jaden, you should have been there. I'm telling you, just the vibes you're getting in the crowd, everybody just seemed to believe that we're going to win. So many persons, Darren Paul was sitting behind me, and Krishmar Santoki and these guys. And even they were saying, our squad is so good. Neville Burtis, Bell, all of them were saying, imagine when Pooh ran his back, when Rutherford is back, when Rovman Powell is back. They're like, who we even get Rovman Powell in the middle order, the way Chase is batting, and the way Pooh ran is batting, and the way Chase is batting, and Rutherford and Russell, they're better finishers than Rovman. So they're even saying, are we even going to squeeze in rough man batting out there the way the guys doing? So trust me, I think we have a very, very, very good team. Let's not take anything away from South Africa because Klaasen is missing and David Miller. I think those two would have, it would have been interesting to see how they would have went about it on that pitch.
We have Shamsi, and I think Rabada has been going for runs these days, but
yes. The reason why I wouldn't bring up Shamsi right now is I think we have batters that can go up against Shamsi. I think Pooran, if you look at the record, he has a positive record against
them guys.
Yeah. Pooran and Rutherford and Ruston Chase. I think we have those three guys in the middle that will play Shamsi very well. I don't really worry about that Shamsi effect anymore. But I think it's just about now how do we go about, I think, David Miller and Klaasen, because those two hit spinners very well. And our biggest strength is our spin right now. So it would have been very interesting how we'd have matched up against those guys in the deck. But apart from that, I can actually see us going all the way. Everybody is believing it. The Caribbean is starting to rally. So I'm going to rally.
I'm feeling it, I am feeling it. I think we're good enough. But
good enough.
I'm still worried about that power play thing. I'm still worried about it. That has always been my thing. But the squad is stuck. The squad looks good, as I say. Squad looks good. We just need to iron out that little thing. Well,
Lennox, what say you then to fix the power play? How do you distribute the bowlers in the power play?
That's my problem. I don't know where Hussein is going now. So my plan has always been to bowl Andre Russell alongside Hussein. Know that he's probably not. I don't know what I'm going to get from him. He's probably going to have to chase Rastan. Probably going to have to step up. Open with but Alzar is even there. Problem is that these pitches are so slow, and I can't trust Alzar with the short pitch bowling. He so it's tough. So it's probably gonna have to be Jace what's his name? Russell, Rastan Chase, and then you're probably gonna have to interchange with same Alzari Joseph. And you see, I'm feeling hard because I can't tell you. It's been a problem that we have had. That is the main reason for this series, we want to obviously select reserve players and all, but going in, I have no answers. I was saying that Hussein and Russell, you understand, and Alzari, and then probably Holder but based on how it's looking now, it's probably a total change up. So I'm beating around the bush and not answering the question because I don't have an answer. Let me just be frank. I don't have an answer. I don't know how to answer that one at all. I don't know how we fix it. But we're going to hear Jaden. Hopefully before the end of tonight's live, we can get some brilliant comments how to fix it. But thanks, Ronaldo. Very insightful as usual and on point, Bless up. All right. Jaden, what say you?
Good night.
Yeah, greetings.
It have a problem for us right now.
Go again?
It didn't have a problem for us right now. But just the power play. Everyone saying Hussein have a problem. But the man is still number 3 in the world.
Yeah, he's number 3. And the thing is, that's why I was saying earlier, we have to remember all the work that he did to get there, But in all honesty, he hasn't been steady. He hasn't been steady in a while. You understand? He hasn't been steady in a while. He's still picking up a wicket here and there, but he's not as steady as he was. So I understand people panicking. But continue.
Hussein could walk into my squad anyway. Holder the bench for this World Cup. The only say Holder getting into that is if we make the final, and that final is in Barbados. But Shea Hope have a problem right now. She's giving him a run for him money in T20s.
Yeah.
We have a problem with the finishing and the starting, but the middle overs is the problem.
In our batting.
Yep.
But it seems as if Chase is here to fix that. You were just saying that Chase is giving Hope a run for his money. But it seems as if Chase is the man that's going to fix that for us, huh?
But the problem about Chase could bat slow sometimes.
Yeah, but what you have to understand, Jaden, in the middle overs is a reason why it is difficult, Is a reason why it's difficult. Sometimes we see guys, certain guys come on and they just swing and swing and they might give you swing and give you 20 off, probably 8 or 9 balls in the middle and get out. But sometimes it's even more important to have a man batting in the middle and face probably 25 balls and give you 30 runs, if you understand what I'm saying. Obviously, you want him to be scoring faster, but even in the first game, it was a reason why Rastan Chase couldn't get the ball away. You never see how the ball have him all up, just like the other players. So sometimes it might be slow, but we have to understand that the fact that he's surviving and giving us a run a ball and then looking to close it out, it has to be a strategy. But I continue have too much time still. Let you continue. Go ahead.
Right now, King and Poran is 13th and 14th, 15th T20 batsman in the world. But the problem is, we could trust King to bat through the whole innings. But Johnson Charles won't really do that. He could just give us a quick start like Mayers.
Yeah.
But you have a good idea. You could either bump Rutherford or Poran to open to fit Hope into the side. So you go have 2-3 players to score in the middle overs truly. But last thing, how Hetmeyer make the World Cup squad?
I mean, the Hetmeyer thing now. I mean, he hasn't played a lot in the IPL, but the games that he has played, he has helped. They're looking at finishing and strike rate, and Darren Sammy said they are looking at roles. And even though we have Romare Shepherd and Russell to play that role, so I guess because they are bowling factor, they are looking at as specialist batsmen who are going to play that finishing role.
Left-handed.
Left-handed. Yeah. He hasn't faced a lot of deliveries, but he has helped to finish a lot of games for Rajasthan Royals. I saw something where they have lost. I think they have won quite a few games with him, and when he was, with him being out, I don't know if it's because he's lucky charm or what, but
he's lucky charm. They lost 5 without him, and then they came back and won.
Yeah, but to answer your question though, he's been doing it in terms of finishing, not batting a lot of deliveries, but he has remained not out probably 50% of the time that he has played. I just saying 50% off the top of my head because the last 2 games I don't remember how those went. But when I checked it a couple of days ago, it was like he probably played like half of the games that he played, he remained not out. Bring them across the line, even though he's not like he faced a lot of deliveries. So that's the thing. I personally think that he's going against Rutherford for the spot, but with Rutherford not getting any game at all and still not being allowed to come and play these games, I think we might find a situation where Hetmeyer end up playing, getting the nod. To answer the opening situation, the opening question, someone raised it. I don't remember if you were the same one that raised it on the live a couple of weeks ago. But my problem is just going into the World Cup and just changing it like that. The whole dynamics of the team. I can understand, going into a game and you might say, boy, based on the opponent that we're facing, I think let us switch it up and put a left-hander to go and open with King. I might say, all right, let Rutherford, let Poran. But I have always believed in process. And the process we have been working with is having it like this, So I don't really... Rutherford and Poran, they are obviously talented enough to bat fast or to find gaps. Another reason why I don't think it would really work right now is because the 2 openers that we have, well, one of them, King can bat long, but Charles is the one that going to go hard and probably get out. Then somebody else going to come. You still want the left-handers in the middle to deal with any problem that you have with the spinner. Them little thing like what Ronaldo said earlier. But yeah, you can finish up Jaden.
The plan for me is to give Shamar Joseph the first 2 games. The easiest games for us.
Give who?
Shamar Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
You could bench him with somebody, say, It's not going to be Russell. You could replace him. You could make him play over Alzari or one of them just because we gonna probably have enough firepower to beat them even if he bowl bad.
Yeah.
But if he
Mm.
performs good, I think we rest him for New Zealand because New Zealand is a more experienced and give him a shot against Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Afghanistan isn't playing in Guyana because Rashid would have give us a problem. Is I prefer it in St. Lucia.
You see, the thing, we spoke about it a while back, and after we said it on here, Sammy, when in the press conference, Sammy and a couple of guys, spoke on it, and I was like, it was too obvious for them not have to have done that. It was definitely a plan to make sure that we face the teams with quote unquote great spinners on the pitches that is expected to be quick, and the ones that you know, expect to have one and two pacers. We face them on the spin friendly pitch. So I think how Sammy is doing, and I keep on saying Sammy, but it's Sammy and his team. How they're doing it, they're being very strategic. Can you imagine if can you imagine if we had allowed Afghanistan to play us in Guyana and how we would beat them and all sort of things. So I think they were strategic in I don't know how much control they have over where we play who and where we play who, but based on what Sammy said, it would appear as if we had a lot to say in that. So I think that was a good move right there.
We have a good chance in the World Cup.
Mm,
A lot of people backing us to win it.
yeah.
But after we get out of the group, I think we will probably be facing England and Australia in the Super 8 stages.
Mm. I would have to look at how it is set up to say that.
It's either England or Australia. England,
Mm.
Australia, or South Africa and Sri Lanka.
Well, I mean, if we want to win the World Cup, we have to try to beat everybody still in us. So anyone come can get it. Anyone come, we should have the mindset that we can give it to them. I understand being able to bypass certain tough teams in the initial phase and probably face them longer. I understand that, but we have to just have a mindset say anybody can get it.
The thing I want to happen most in the T20 World Cup is we play India in the semi-finals and India get choked to probably silence India.
I'm sorry, go again.
Is to play India in the semi-finals and to watch and to India for India to lose to silence Indians. Every India winning.
Well, let us see. I mean, for a couple of years, well, they have produced some good T20 players doing well in IPL, but when it comes on to major tournament, they can't get across the line. I mean, guys like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, it might be the last dance for them. So you can imagine they are going to be going extremely hard at it. Plus, they have a couple of youngsters coming through that they are extremely good. So let us see. Let us see. Let us see how it goes. It's the same thing with South Africa. People would say that they are chokers, but they have a couple of the best T20 players, some of the best T20 players in their team now. So let us see.
Pakistan is the least scariest team. This is not the same Pakistan. They have
And
Afridi, Rizwan,
That's
Baba.
Uzbekistan. That's not Pakistan.
Well, Pakistan, they're not scary again. They lose their
mm,
talent. Just Baba, Rizwan, Afridi. They will give you a little firepower. But Pakistan in doing that much now to be really fair.
mm,
Last time last time we played Pakistan beat us, but we have the enough firepower to win this T20 World Cup.
mm.
After this, we could just have to use the series to give. But if something injury happen, I want Luis to come in because after this, afraid he can go to play any series.
Yeah. All right, Jada, we're going to switch over to Mr. Lover real quick. Thanks for the contribution, though. Before we go to Mr. Lover, I see Logic is reminding me of the conversation that we had about Charles. But what I was saying is that I wasn't saying that Charles going to stand up and bat the entire 20 overs. What I'm saying is if a man work to be in the team, you have to let the man play. You understand? I know more that probably better than anyone else that we know the situation with him, but if a man work to be in, you have to play, make your hand go say, boy, he ain't going to give you 10, 50, probably 7, 8 overs. If leading up to the main thing, he has been performing, I have to give him the opportunity. But yeah, Mr. Lover.
So my points for today, Ruston Chase actually looked and played the role of Marlon Summers today.
Yeah.
Also, I'm very, very concerned about Johnson Charles. So I'm thinking about dropping him. I'm opening with Myers, bringing in Myers into the squad. Or just opening with Shea Hope.
Yeah.
Because, okay, this is the top six in my view right now. You have King, Hope. I'm probably going to play Chase at 3 or Poohan at 3. Then the other one goes at 4. Then you have Powell and Watford. That's my top 6. So after that, I have Russell and Shepherd. If Watford fails in the first 2 games, I put in Hetmeyer. But I don't see Hetmeyer starting over Watford in the tournament.
You don't see, go again?
I was saying I do not see Hetmeyer starting over Watford in the tournament.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
again, playing the first 2 games in Guyana, so they might want to give all the Guyanese boys a go on home soil. So you don't know. But
Yeah.
as it relates to the whole World Cup now, I think we're going to go all the way, lose 1 game, but go all the way to the finals versus England in Barbados. And then that's going to be historic again. Are we going to beat Jaffa Archer and win the game? Anyhow, that's it.
All right, Mr. Lover, big up. Any last words, Ronaldo? And
What
then
about Uncle Fletcher?
go again, Jaden.
What about Fletcher?
No, if someone was saying that Fletcher is the better wicketkeeper out of all the guys that we're talking about, and that is a fact. If that is the comment that you were talking about, so you know, but
I think there's a lot of recency bias in that.
I'll just allow you all to
Wait, let me cut
But
this argument short.
because
Fletcher go
In
be
the
too
wicketkeeper, hold up. In the wicketkeeper argument in the Caribbean, the best wicketkeeper is Shamar Hamilton, glove-wise, followed by Joshua De Silva. Then it's arguably between Hope and Poohan.
Fletcher. Fletcher Pooran. Yeah.
No.
Fletcher is a good wicketkeeper, you know. Fletcher
He is
is
good,
a
but he's not in the top 4.
But in
He's
my
top
T20 team, if I'm going to select between,
Thank you.
what is that? What?
So,
Hold on.
to me,
Yeah, Mr. Lover. Yeah. Go ahead.
to me, when it comes to gloves, man,
The
even
garage door shower.
Norwich is a little bit better than Fletcher. Everybody that I call could possibly keep to Sonny and Ryan, but I have never
Yeah, but
seen
those guys don't
I
play
have never
T20.
seen I've never seen Fletcher keep to the Ryan and don't give it balls down the leg side and balls beating Fletcher like how balls beat everybody else.
You see, I'm not even going down this rabbit hole about this Fletcher situation because sometimes we will do or say anything to get our favorites in. Because if we are going to look at our T20 team and see how Pooran has been keeping for years in the team and how he's batting, and we're going to say that we should. I'm not even. Some arguments don't even.
But the problem with Fletcher is teams go just have to bowl a spinner in the power play, and Fletcher would probably just get out right now.
Yeah, he struggles against the spinners.
But that
And
can be the same.
And I mean, most of our players have an issue. You understand? So we can say that something would have to be done to any team can do, a particular thing to get anyone out. But that's the reason I've been singing even before the first game that you cannot bat Andre Fletcher in the middle. You think I was just saying it out of me just not wanting him to bat? The man can. They don't know watch how much cricket and see what happened when he's facing spinners. What you think will happen when the ball is a little old and the spinners are operating? But sometimes you see we're always gonna have this because we always want our favorites in it, and I just saw the thing said, and I understand
Like,
that.
say we the playing Afghanistan at Guyana, and we have to chase down like 235. King go at
Afghanistan not making 200 in Guyana. That's crazy.
just saying, but say like we have to chase it down. King go have to do most of the work because they go just put Rashid and Rahman up early to lock down Fletcher. So they go force Fletcher in and King go just get out and all of the rest go have to do most of the work.
Mm.
And you can't trust Fletcher up or that early to be facing spinners because a lot of players and teams go put spinners up against Fletcher. But the problem with Charles could go hard, get and then get out. I would have preferred to see, say, if Louis is the fit and he'd go to South Africa.
Well, we can't even say if with Lewis. We can't even go down that part at all with Evan Lewis. Eh,
But the man, Louis, if he go in the best form of his life right now, you could just take out Charles and put him in the squad. You don't need no
And
coach.
you see, the problem with this Charles thing, the problem with Johnson Charles, what we have to understand, he earned this spot, Johnson Charles earned this spot, it's just that we all know that he's one-dimensional and we all know the issues, but he earned this spot in there. Yesterday, what was it, the day before, and then today, he didn't do too well, but he earned this spot in the team. So it's a bit ticklish for us to be talking about somebody who hasn't played any good cricket for 2 years to say that if he was in form to put him in over Charles. Charles, I can't really sit and let that happen at all. As much as I don't have no guarantee that he's gonna go out and play all right. Look, for example, and so people might say it's because he's from Jamaica why I'm saying this, but I'm so used to it. Look at Brandon King. I don't know if you all were watching the first game. They even started it today. You notice how straight they were bowling to Brandon King because they knew that Brandon King wants a ball on the off stump, outside the off stump. Brandon King will wire you. He's going to get a lot of runs. So they were continuously bowling straight to him on the pad or run about midland leg stump thereabout to Brandon King. And what he had to do, he had to adjust and score runs. Now, are we sure? I've been watching Johnson Charles for years. Are we sure that he can make that sort of adjustment when good teams start to target him? No, we're not sure. But what? He fought through all of whatever teams would have done to target him in the past to get in the squad. So you have to let him play. That's just how it is, That's how it is. You understand? I just saw the thing said. We can all see it in black and white that this is what is probably going to happen. But he was able to prevent players from exploiting those stuff so he could get in the team, in the squad. So you have to play him. I just say it, go. Yeah.
I worried. The middle order is the strongest from the top. From 1 to 11. We could probably chase down any score, but we just need a good power play bowler. Chase giving us the work, but I will put Hussein and him, give Alzari and Russell one over in the power play. Whether us Hussein the inform or not, Hussein go always give you a good 2 overs, whether you're backing. But right now, Moti proving that he could be superior than Hussein, but Hussein's still better in T20s. Moti's right behind there.
Yeah. Moti is definitely rising, He's definitely rising. And you see like how sometimes we would say like there are teams that you would call them not tournament favorite, but tournament teams. So when it comes down to tournaments, it might look as if they don't have a strong team and they just rise to the occasion. There are some players that they hold a certain stand going into a tournament that you think they're going to come through. You want to see it leading up to it, but based on the amount of work they have done, you have to give them you have to give them that little bit of say, go ahead and show us what you have. But let us see how it goes. So Final thing, Jaden, who do you change tomorrow? Are you changing anyone?
Fabian Allen for holder.
Fabian Allen, that's not a bad change. That's not a bad change because Holder, if he comes in, he's probably gonna have to do a thing in the power play, and we already have the two left arm spinners. That's in the actual World Cup squad, so that's not a bad change.
And probably swap around Fletcher and Charles to see how Fletcher go do at the opening spot.
But if Fletcher can bat at 5, brother. If I know people gonna say that I'm taking a dig at him, but if Fletcher cannot bat at 5, Johnson Charles definitely not supposed to bat down there. And I personally, I am giving Johnson Charles the third game. You understand? The only way I would change it is if I'm gonna say, all right, the only reason I would change it is if I definitely want to look at Kyle Mears because I want a backup opener. And I already have in my mind that if I need to get a backup opener, Shea Hope will have to do it, especially with Chase firing now. Shea Hope would just have to do it. My thing would be King is captain in the series, so they probably won't do that. So the only other option would be to King came back from his injury. We see him in 2 games. He's looking good. If you want to take a last look, then you rotate him out. Which would I wouldn't even say that because he's captain in this. He's the captain for the series, so probably that wouldn't even make any sense. So
Is either Ali Cotton is taking out Fletcher and Walsh taking out Moti. Let Hosing get a bit of form. Just let everybody get a game.
In series you want people to all play, but with this being the second to last game before the World Cup, we know that Arton is definitely not going to get in the squad. If you're looking at batting, if you're looking at batting wise, Fletcher and Kyle Mears, they're ahead of Alec getting in. Obviously, you would say Alec is a part of the future, but for this World Cup coming up, Fletcher and Kyle Mears as batters, they're ahead of Alec. So, you would probably have to give those guys the chance. I understand wanting everybody to get a touch, but, I wouldn't really do that. All right. What changes, if any, Ronaldo?
I agree with Jaden. Only changes Fabian would have to miss out and Holder come in. But my closing remark is not about the change for tomorrow. We already know we're going to win 3-0. We already know that.
What you saying?
Definitely. But my concern, though, Lennox and Jaden, is Shepherd only got 13 deliveries today, batting at number 6. And I am thinking Johnson Charles didn't fire.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing so many people have Russell at 7, right? They're telling me Rutherford bat 6, Pooran 3, Chase 4, Rovman 5. Your best finishers, Russell and Shepherd. How can you bat them 7 and 8 in T20 when you're not even going to get to number 8? In Australia, we didn't get to number 8. Shepherd didn't bat.
And, it seems as if it's going to be the same thing that we have been tackling with for years, with Russell coming in and not facing a lot of deliveries. So what do you propose? What do we do with this?
Given Rovman is not looking too good in the IPL, I think he's going to have to be the floater. No, I'm not. No, Rovman is the captain. He's not getting dropped. He's going to have to be the floater. He's going to have to realize. And one thing, that's what I loved about Pollard's captaincy. I don't know if you've noticed it sometime. Pollard would send Russell above him. He would send Fabian Allen above him. And then coming in the 19th over just to face 5 ball. He was a great skipper. And I don't see Rovman as that type of captain.
Whatever I said about Powell on here for years, man gets a lot of stick, but Pollard, from Sammy, Pollard was my captain. I've said it several times on here. He's not the most liked person, but in terms of going on the front foot and trying things and he's not the most liked person because he's outspoken and all different things. But as you rightly said, he's a man that, he was always thinking on his feet, But so you are saying he would float
Powell.
Ravi.
So Pooran, Rasta and Chase, Rutherford, Russell, Shepherd, and Rovman gotta just know that he's the floater. He just gotta float.
But it's really tough now not to see because we have to call him a specialist batsman, because he's not bowling. So it's going to be tough now to have a specialist batsman floating up to number 8, 9.
That's fine. It's just based on the requirements of the team.
But he's a specialist batsman.
And he's not going to combat the spin very well. Look at the guys that Rutherford, Chase, Pooran, they combat spin very well. Roughman, he doesn't combat spin very well, so he's gonna have to float. I'm sorry, he's not in form.
It makes sense, I'm always gonna try to pick away at an argument, but it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because that is something that we have struggled with for years. Having Russell when it was him or Pollard or those guys not facing a lot of deliveries in the back end, especially if we're setting a total. You want to make sure, especially for a set, you want to make sure that those guys, they are getting an opportunity to bat.
Definitely.
Obviously, if we're chasing, you want them to have enough deliveries to really go at it, But, we probably gonna leave it right here for now. Tomorrow we go again. Hopefully, we can secure a victory. Not sure about a watch along tomorrow. We'll try to have a little, live afterwards. The whole family dynamics change now, so not a lot of time to sit for 4 hours and do watch along, but we'll try and see where it goes tomorrow. Thanks for coming on, Ronaldo. I think Mr. Lover run leave us long time. Shout out, Mr. Lover. Jaden, thank you for coming on. To all the people in the comment section, thank you all for coming out and commenting. I appreciate you all. I love the support. Thank you all. And go and have some rest. And as I say, we're going to win tomorrow. So, All right, my people. Blessings. Have a blessed night,
Still
everyone.
here, Lennox. Still here.
All right, you too. Yeah, have a great night.
Oh, Mr. Lover, I can just come in. Quick, you're changing anyone tomorrow, Mr. Lover?
2 changes. I'm bringing in Walsh and I'm bringing in Holder. Charles out and Allen out.
Charles and Allen out.
But
you're bringing in Walsh just to give him a game. Or you plan to if you do something miraculously, you plan to put him in the squad?
I'm planning to put him as a reserve.
Oh, well, let me ask you a question. Not today wasn't the deadline for them to
exactly. So why would you drop Charles when Charles didn't make any runs in the first 2 games and he's on the plane? He has to play on the plane to go to Trinidad to play the first match, to play the first warm-up match. I mean,
I agree with Fabian Allen being out and playing Jason Hall. That is what I see. Well, I hear you, Mr. Lover. I hear you.
Right,
we're going to get right here. Hopefully tomorrow, this time, we will be celebrating having won 3 in a row. Thank you all for coming.
Clean sweep the South Africans.
Ronaldo, all the best in Sabina Park.
Best.
Watch yourself over there. All right. Bless up.
All right. Bye-bye.